Welcome guys to the new episode of this YouTube channel. Till now we have created many apps using FlutterFlow, right? But don't you think those FlutterFlow apps were static to end user? What does static means? For example, you can consider YouTube itself. If YouTube starts showing all the same videos to all the users worldwide, then you can imagine what kind of app YouTube will be. Every user on YouTube will see the same series of episodes in their home feed, right? So what YouTube algorithm does is it recommends based on user behavior, right? What users want to watch, they will see those kind of videos only. Okay, so that's how this whole personalization thing works, right? Similarly, you can consider Instagram reels as well. Whatever reels you watch more, those reels will be recommended on your feed, right? So this is how the recommendation and all the brain behind these apps works. So the question is how these kind of apps are made actually, how they are providing brain to the app where it analyzes the user behavior and shows those kind of videos or reels. So that's what we are going to build in this series. Till now we have created apps like grocery app, dating app, doctor appointment booking app, courses app, right? So in these kind of apps I will explain you what kind of scenarios we are going to build, and that will be continued along in this series. Okay, so watch this complete video. I will explain you why Python is needed to give the brain to FlutterFlow apps. Why FlutterFlow users needs Python. FlutterFlow is great for UI design and creating databases, right? But FlutterFlow actually struggles with taking decisions, personalization and smart logic, right? Python will help you decide what kind of content to show, rank items, analyze user behavior and add AI safely later, right? How this will work? So the first step will be we create the UI and all the backend stuff, and then we will connect the Python API using FlutterFlow. Python will take all the decisions which are required based on user behavior and return us a smart response. That's how this whole thing is going to work. So you can consider this example of grocery app. So here I have painted the use cases where you will understand why Python is required. So we have created a grocery app, right? So without Python, that grocery app looks like same products shown to everyone, same offers and same order of categories. This app looks fine, but it don't understand the user behavior. But if we create a smart grocery app using Python, then Python becomes your store manager, right? So here Python decides which products to show first, which category to highlight and which offers to push. So for every user, this is going to create a new history and save that history and analyzes what user wants really. So that will increase the revenue of that app, and your FlutterFlow app will actually have the brain which we will implement using Python. Here I have explained 3 examples. If user buys vegetables every week, so the app will show the veggies on top. If user orders late night, then the app will show instant food. If user skips dairy products, so the app will hide dairy offers. So using FlutterFlow we can't achieve this because every user has different behavior. So we will implement that using Python. For that you need the understanding of Python, and I assume that you don't know any coding. So if you follow me along in this series, I will explain you step by step what is required, and we are going to use ChatGPT and Gemini where we will write the code using Python, but I will explain you how those things will work and how you can connect and create the actual production ready app. Okay, so here the FlutterFlow job will be show UI and Python job will be decide what to show, right? This is the second use case of dating app. Without Python, the typical FlutterFlow app will look like random profiles, same feed for everyone. If you check the current dating app course on this channel which I have uploaded, there you will see the dating app only shows same feed to everyone, but in real world that doesn't work. We need personalization for each and every user. So with Python you can implement this smart dating app where Python becomes the matchmaker. Python decides who to show in what order and based on that user behavior. Here I have listed 3 examples. If user likes fitness profiles, then the app will show more fitness profiles to that user. If user skips long bios, the app will show short bios. If user chats often, then app will prioritize active users only. You can imagine the shift from the basic FlutterFlow app to this intelligent FlutterFlow app now. Here FlutterFlow job will be UI, swipes and chat, and Python job will be match logic and ranking profiles. The third use case is doctor appointment app. Without Python, we see the same doctor's list, no patient history logic. And with Python, we can make it smart, where Python becomes your clinic assistant. Python decides which doctor to recommend, appointment priority and follow-ups. The example use case will be if patient has recurring issue, then the app will suggest the specialist. If symptoms are urgent, then app will show earlier slot. If patient missed appointments, then the app will send reminders. So here FlutterFlow job will be booking UI, forms, notifications, and the Python job will be medical decision rules and scheduling logic. And the fourth use case is courses app. Without Python, we see the same course in order and no personalization for students, right? But with Python, we can make it personal tutor. Like Python decides what lessons come next, difficulty level and revision content. If user completes beginner lessons fast, then the app will show advanced. If user fails quiz, then repeat the basics. If user watches AI videos, then suggest more AI videos. Here FlutterFlow job will be, we will create the UI, video player, progress UI and course pages, and Python job will be learning path logic and recommendation engine. But OpenAI, Gemini AI APIs can do this, because Python opens many other career opportunities for you, because everything which you see on the internet built on AI is mostly created using Python libraries. So Python is a vast domain, and it's more demanding. If you want to build your career in data science or in other AI related fields, then Python is mandatory, right? You must know Python, how to code Python and the basics of those things. So here Python opens many opportunities for you. So you are not restricted to FlutterFlow only. You can use Flutter, you can use React Native, you can use JavaScript and create the APIs in Python and make your web apps and mobile apps more user friendly, right? Here we have API cost and rate limits. In OpenAI, if you use any LLM model, then you have to pay for API calls, right? If you have billions of users, most of the money will go to those models, right? Here Python will provide you most cheap option. Control over logic. You can generate the code using ChatGPT, Gemini. If you know what is written inside that, then it is great. You have more control over all things which you write in AI logic, right? And company requirements. Companies expect you to be intelligent, how you can use those apps and write the code faster, but you must know what is written inside that. This is the step-by-step roadmap to learn Python. In this series, we will start with Python basics, and then we will move to Python APIs and libraries, and then finally deployment. Current FlutterFlow courses which I have uploaded on this channel, how you can create the mobile apps using that. Once you have the foundation of FlutterFlow, now I will create the series on these Python programming topics. If you learn those Python topics step by step, then you have the foundation of Python as well. And in the third series, we will connect FlutterFlow and Python and make these apps which we have created till now smart. Okay, we will give the brain to those apps, and also I will explain you how to use the tools like GitHub, so that you have the basic understanding of cloud as well. If you are interested, drop your comment and I will start uploading the course videos on this YouTube channel. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe. If you really want to build the smart apps, then make sure to follow this channel. Okay guys, so that's it for today. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.